y'all, Natalie here today for a cherry on top, and I am going to dive into using this Lily and Moss collection from KaiserCraft. I have had this for a while and I haven't gotten into it, and I think it's because it's really pretty, which is why I bought it. Not my typical style with all these pink florals, but I'm going to show you what I did here. So what I do is I scrap lifted myself, and I'll link down below to the original video of the page that I scrap lifted. That black page, which I think is actually dark green, is super similar to the paper that I used when I scrap lifted. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this down, and I'm going to do mixed media along the seam of the page where the two pattern papers meet. And so I super love those green boards. I super love those green leaves on the back too. I'll definitely be using those for like a tropical page. So yeah, so I'm gonna adhere this down onto the background paper with some difficulty. And I'm going to gesso down the seam with white gesso. I know I typically use clear, but I do want to fade out some of the pattern. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gesso down the seam and then across. So like a cross design a little bit. It'll be fatter in the middle and get smaller at the ends. And what that's going to do, it's going to allow my mixed media to kind of follow the gesso pattern, because we don't want to get the mixed media off of the gesso. But also, I mean, it's nice to have a guide, right? So I'm using my fingers because I want it to be really soft. I want the edges to be really soft when I'm kind of doing a circular motion. So there we have it. That's dry. And I know what you're thinking. She's using phthalo green again. Yup. It's my favorite, y'all. It's so pretty. But I am going to use it differently than I have in the other videos, because the isolated pigments is not something I'm going for this time, because there's a lot of blue in there. I want only the green. So I am going to dilute it a lot, and I'm going to work those pigments with my brush and swirl them around, and I'm going to get rid of all of that blue, the isolated bits. And then I'm going to go in with another color too. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I sprayed a lot of water on there to get started, and I'm adding more, working it with my brush, and you can see my downfall here. In the seam, the water is getting stuck. And what happened was I did not go under the seam with my gesso, and I definitely should have a little bit. So what happens is the water goes under there and there's no gesso there. So it could have been disastrous. It could have ripped my paper, but it ended up being okay. It did not. But if you do something similar, just make sure to like shove some gesso under that seam a little bit where it comes up from your adhesive, because yeah, need some gesso. So then I go in with that Heidi Swap Color Shine, which is funny because that's like a mint color and it looks very green here. But what's really funny is in a minute when you see that this dries, it's so much lighter than this appears on camera, which is perfect for this collection. This collection is really beautiful. It's like maybe a seafoam green is what you would call it. Seafoam green, sage green, some dark greens, and like a mauve, rosy pink. I'm not sure the right color pink. I'm not using a ton of the pink. Some of the leaves I have are pink, but there you have it. Sorry, that's my dog in the background. And I'm showing you it wasn't a disaster. So I like how it turned out, and it's so much lighter. So now I'm going to splatter it up. So I used some of that Heidi Swap Shine to add some splatters, and then I'm going to come in with that rosy pink color and add some splatters as well. So I'm not going to make you watch all of that, but so yeah, this collection is super beautiful, and I do like a lot of the patterns in there. For some reason, I was just really finding them hard to use, and so I just decided I'm going to make them my own. I'm going to kind of make them a little more modern and to my style. So that's what I'm doing here, adding a lot of mixed media. And I scrap lifted a page I did before where I put a ton of foliage on there. There's the close-up. I love how that turned out. See, already loving it. And I was going to put a ton of the foliage on there, and I do put some, but what you'll see here is I start building it, and it's too much. So that bloom word, I wrote that on my husband's iPad. So anybody can do that. If you want to cut out your handwriting from your Cricut or your silhouette. I'm sure it works for both, but I don't have a silhouette. So just like download a free drawing app on your tablet, one that lets you save a photo or send yourself a photo. That's what I did. I drew it on the tablet, and then I sent myself a photo of it from the tablet or from the app in the tablet. And I just like uploaded the JPEG to my Cricut, and it printed, or it cut it out. It was pretty cool. It's exciting. I'm definitely going to be using that a lot. So you can see I start building it up, and I stick all these florals on all around. I really throw them on there, and then I'm just like, meh, that's too much. I don't like it. So I do keep some. I just don't fill it up as much. And I do a lot of the non-floral embellishments too. So I throw those medallions on there. I throw some butterflies. And maybe that's why I didn't use this collection, because like I like the butterflies, but I don't do a ton of page with butterflies because I have 2 boys, and I don't know, my style is just not usually that girly. But I mixed these florals with some of the foliage I like to cut out with my die cut machine. I use the Tim Holtz garden die set from on the Sizzix, and it cuts out all these awesome leaves. So I'm gluing down my title there. So combining those with the die cut florals helps just to kind of build up the look that I'm going for with all the foliage and layering. So I decided to just go with like 3 bits of leaves. So one over there on the left, this one on the right, and then a little bit down at the bottom below the title. And that was way better than just throwing it all on there like before. And you can still see a lot of the mixed media. So what I'm doing here is I grabbed another KaiserCraft collection, the Rosabella collection, and there were some similar color schemes in there and some black that I really liked, so I pulled a few things out of there, added some more butterflies, and now I'm adding in these little bubble embellishments that kind of look like dewdrops all over the page. They're really cool. So I'm going to link down below with my affiliate link for Cherry on Top. If you would use that when you shop, that'd be great. I hope you come over there and join us for International Scrapbooking Weekend in a couple weekends, because it is going to be so off the chain, y'all. So bye, thanks for watching. I'll link down below with the video that I scrap lifted as well of myself. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.